It's Holly Making, and I just watched the preview for Escape from Pretoria. Immediately, you'll notice that it is a Daniel Radcliffe movie. Daniel Radcliffe is the main character. Was watching it, and I was like, it's kind of looks like it's going to be very slow paced and methodical, but then it kind of speeds up because, they get. Anyway, sorry. Rewind. Daniel Radcliffe's character, in the preview, blows something up. He ends up in jail. And he and his buddies decide to try to escape from prison. Now you're caught up to where my brain's at, which is looks slow because, you got to get introduced to all the characters, all the players in the prison that you're going to get out with, blah, blah, blah. And they come up with the cool idea to make keys with wood. And then they have to try to escape. So, looks interesting. I don't know how much I'm going to enjoy the movie, but so far, it might be good. Anyway, so let's watch it and find out.
Okay, so picture this. You get you are in prison, and you're trying to escape, and you're making keys out of wood. And, you get your cell searched, and they find one of your keys, and it looks like something, and you got to come up with it in, 30 seconds. You know the first thing I said? Well, actually, what would you say? First of all, what would you think of saying?
What is this?
Because what I said was, it's a castle. Probably wouldn't work very well. I probably would have gotten punished and figured out. But I always forget his actual name in the movie. Daniel Radcliffe says, and I'll show you what it says.
It's for photographs, Captain. What an utterly stupid idea.
But essentially, he goes, picture holder. I wouldn't have thought of that. So I just finished watching Escape Pretoria. Sorry if I butchered that name. It was not intentional. Essentially, it's based on a true story. And they actually show at the end of the credits the people that they are based off of. One of the characters is actually a made-up character, which, it's based off a true story, so it's, loose. And at the beginning, when they get captured, his friend tries to escape, which I thought he was trying to jump out the window and kill himself because he's like, I'd rather die than go to prison, So that's what I was expecting to happen. No, that wasn't the case. He was just trying to escape, which is fine. And then he gets kicks in the face, and that was very painful. Sorry, I just glossed over what's happening in the movie. I forget what their names are in the movie, but Daniel Radcliffe and his friend are basically radical people who are trying to go against the apartheid, I think is the word that I want to use there. I know, I watched it a day or two ago, and I totally forgot what words I want to use. But, essentially, they're fighting against, a main evil that they want to defeat, and they get caught. And, they're kind of silly about how they get caught. They didn't do anything to make it so they weren't going to get caught. Well, as far as what it looked like at the beginning of the movie, but I mean, they had to get caught for the movie to happen because, it wouldn't be called Escape Pretoria for nothing if they didn't get caught. And I made a prediction at the beginning. I thought his friend was going to get killed. I was waiting for it because, they kind of made it look like he was kind of like the sidekick or whatever. So if he was just going to die, he didn't though. So spoiler, he did not die. He escaped. So when they get there, Daniel Radcliffe's character is going to go sit down with certain prisoners while he's, while he's getting ready to, eat his lunch for the first time. And one of the guys, he's basically the one that takes care of all the people that are the prisoners that get caught for, essentially they're considered terrorists because, what they're doing is wrong in the eyes of the country, even though the country's wrong for what they're doing. Definitely is. Because there's a black guy there that is basically treated like crap because, he's black. which is awful. And Daniel Radcliffe's girlfriend, Daniel Radcliffe also has a girlfriend who's black. And I was sad to know that that guy never got to see her again after he got out of prison. I'm spoiling things. That's really sad. Like, it is definitely based on people that happened in real life. So it's kind of sad because he never got to see her again. I hope because of this movie they got to see each other again, but I doubt it. Because it said they never saw each other again, which is really sad. Anyway, so they get there and essentially he stops him. He's like, hey, we have different colored uniforms for a reason. They're murderers and rapists and all that, and we're the ones that are quote unquote terrorists. But his wording, I'm pretty sure it was him that said it. It was either him or the other guy that they befriend who's crazy and he's French and he's cool. I like him. But one of them said, we're prisoners of war. So instead of saying, hey, we are, terrorists, we're prisoners of war, which is essentially true because they're literally trying to change the course of how everyone treats black people. And I think there's other people that they mistreat. I can't remember exactly all the mistreatment that's happened. It's just very apparent that they mistreat black people. They think that they're less than them. And that is made very sure because they do some mean things to the black guy that's there, and he doesn't deserve it. He has done nothing wrong. And then the pace of the movie. So I thought this movie was going to be boring because, based on a true story, sometimes they can be really boring because they have to be a little dry, tell the history, tell what's going on. But the way that they did it and the way that they paced it, it was really good, really well done. And you know what? I definitely would want to watch the movie again. Because, oh my gosh, there's so many times when you're just like, oh my God, are they going to do it? And like, Daniel Radcliffe, of course, does a good job. So, and the very beginning, the first key he makes, because he ends up making, I think they said 19 keys in total is what they made, or 39. I know, I'm so bad. I can't remember all the lines and everything's happened, but they make a ton of keys, essentially. So it shows the first key, and he finally gets his cell door open. Like, it's so exciting. You're excited with him because of the pace of the music and the way that he's acting. He's just like, oh my God, I did it. And you're like, oh my God, he did it. What's going to happen? And he opens the door, and then there's this giant slab in front of him, and it's just like, oh. It's so sad. You're disappointed with him because you were so excited for his success, but whatever. And then at the last door, they take forever because their keys don't work and they don't know what to do. And like, it's morning time. And like, this is like the last 15 minutes of the movie. You're just sitting there and you're just like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? And, Daniel Radcliffe's freaking out. He's freaking out because they're making noise because they decided that the wood might be weak enough to get it to break the wood around the lock so that they can just open the door instead of unlocking it. Because, at that point, they're at the end. They have nothing is left. They just have this one little barricade in front of them to get to the safety of the outside. And like, they're pounding away at the side of the door. Daniel Radcliffe's character's just like, no, they're going to hear you. You can hear it down the hall. We're going to die. Everything's going to like, you're freaking out with them because you're just like, they're like, we got this. And freaking, he's just like, no, don't do it. And it's just like freaking you out. And you're just like, oh my gosh, you're with the characters all the way with the emotional roller coaster that's happening. And then they get outside and the French guy tries to take a run for it. And both Daniel Radcliffe's character and his friend grab him and he's like, no, wait, there's a freaking guard up there. What the heck are you doing? And like the whole time they're walking through, they're like, oh my God, are they going to get caught? Is one of them going to die? And then they have to walk by the police officers. Although I get the choice of them going through, a black taxi because it's supposed to be for blacks only and then not whites. They take a black taxi and it's a cool, like, hey, we don't care what color skin you have. Will you give us a ride kind of thing? But it's like when you want like a white taxi driver, because then it's less suspicious, like if you really don't want people to see, but I don't know, maybe it didn't matter if they were in it because on the side of the cab, it said no whites on it. So I don't know if that was a bad choice on their part or not, but they still got away. And, at the end, the guard that's been like basically a jerk the entire time, everyone's laughing at him because they got out. And that's the end of the movie where they're all laughing because everyone's excited, even the people in the prison, because they realize that the three of them had escaped, because if they hadn't have escaped, there would have been a whole nother thing happening. So, because they didn't know that they were gone until they went to check on them in their beds. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, anyway, so that's Escape from Pretoria. I loved the movie. It was really good. Like, I was not expecting it to be as good as it was. Like, it's a nicely done movie for like showing like the ending. And I always love at the end of the movies when they put in the credits, like who they played, because then, you know, hey, these people still exist in the world, or they might have died. I don't remember if it said dates on the bottom of them, but essentially, you know, it's telling their story. And like, you know, there's going to be dramatic stuff that changes for the actual story, because you want the movie to be good and you want people to watch it. But it actually shows that, you know, stuff has happened in the past and all that. And like, this is based off of something that really did happen at some point in time. I really hope that eventually he got to see it, because this movie's, I don't remember how old this movie is. I know, I'm like, I don't remember. But, you know, this is a more recent movie. I know that much. So maybe, you know, a couple years later, this movie came out, they find each other. Wouldn't that be cool? So the only thing that makes me sad is that he never saw his girlfriend again, because, you know, it looked like they were really in love. But it could also be dramaticness for the movie. But still, anyway, that's all I got for that movie. It was a really good movie. I enjoyed it, and I definitely would want to watch it again. It's one of those that I could watch again, because they keep you in the emotion of Daniel Radcliffe's character, like how he's feeling, you feel it too. It doesn't get boring. Nothing, like, essentially there's no fight scenes, nothing crazy happens. Like, it's just a guy trying to escape from prison, making keys, getting ready to get out, finding obstacles and learning ways past them. It's exciting movie for the little bit that does happen in it. But yeah, so if you like this movie, please leave a like. If there is a movie you would like me to watch so you don't waste your time watching it, I don't mind. I like movies. If you know someone who is interested in watching this movie and wants to see the review, please share it. Or, you know, if you just like the review in general, just share. And if you want more of this content, please subscribe. I upload these every other Friday. And yeah. Hopefully I will see you guys next time. Bye.